जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुनतिरवनचारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रजजानरंजन यमुनतिरवनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यमुनतिरवनचारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यमुनतिरवनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। जय राधा गोपी वल्लभ राधा गोपी वल्लभ राधे। जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे। जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे। जय राधा गोकुलानंद राधा गोकुलानंद राधे। जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे। जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे। जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे। जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे Jai Krishna, Jaya Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jaya Shri Krishna, Jaya Jaya Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Baladeva Jaya Subhadra, Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami Bhavatu me, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Gaurahari, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Gaurahari, Patita Pavana, Patita Pavana, Patita Pavana, Gaurahari, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय, श्री राधा मदन मोहन, श्री राधा गोपी वल्लभ की जय, श्री निताई गौरंग भगवान की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं गुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा हरे रामा, राम राम हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतिषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणाहिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवाद पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. 1 minute, Projan Mataji. I'm just getting on call. 1 minute. Hare Krishna. Sorry, Provision Mataji. There was a call from the farmhouse, so I had to take that. So the good news is the Yajna bull is completely cured. He's nicely playing. He's nicely going around and he's happy. So thanks for all your prayers. Thanks for all your prayers. Yeah, it's a magic, that he had got some very difficult disease. I forgot the name of the disease, a little complicated name, but we were very worried how he'll recover. But with all your prayers, Krishna has made him recover so nicely and he's running now. He's running and jumping. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Balamani Mataji, for joining. Vijay Lakshmi Mataji, Satyadev Prabhu and Shivali Mataji, Dandot Pranam. Ram Reddy Prabhu and Mataji, Dandot Pranam. Thank you for joining. Maheshwar Reddy Prabhu, Dandot Pranam Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Today is Monday. Yeah, Rutvija Mataji, Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam to your husband also. Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam. Shri Giraj Prabhu, Lavanya Mataji, Dandot Pranam. I hope you reached home before 12 yesterday. Swapna Mataji, Dandot Pranam. Thank you. So happy to see you. Haribol, Haribol. Dandot Pranam. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Convey my Dandot to Anand Prabhu also. Hare Krishna. Jyoti Mataji, Dandot Pranam. Thank you for joining. Akinchan Priya Prabhu, Shobha Kumari Mataji, Dandot Pranam for joining. Hare Krishna. Subara Prabhu and Nirupa Mataji, Dandot Pranam and whole family ki jai. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandot Pranam.
Shirsha Mataji and Raju Prabhu, Dandot Pranam. Sanjay Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam Prabhuji. Madhavi Mataji, Prasad Prabhu, Dandot Pranam. Thank you for joining.
Dandot Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Charanya Mataji, Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam. Anandaram Prabhu also, Dandot Pranam.
Dandot Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very happy to hear your voice, Prabhuji. Vivek Prabhu, Dandot Pranam Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam.
Kamala Mataji, Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandot Pranam. Padma Mataji, Hare Krishna. Anand, Arvind Prabhu, Dasraj Prabhu, and the whole wonder Sudhakar Prabhu, Manasa Mataji, and the whole wonderful family ki jai. Hari Bol. Thank you for joining. Sunita Mataji, Surabhi Mataji, Hare Krishna. Nilesh Prabhu ki jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandot
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna. Santosh Aitya Prabhu, Dandot Pranam Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam to your wife also. Mahesh Prabhu, Prashanti Mataji, Dandot Pranam. Bhavika and Bala Prabhu also, Dandot Pranam. Hari Bol. Revati Mataji, Dandot Pranam. Vijay Lakshmi Mataji.
Dandot Pranam.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. Poonam Mataji, Shri Gopal Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Dandot Pranam Prabhuji.
Dandot Pranam, Dandot Pranam. Lovesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Hare Priya Mataji, Dandot Pranam. Srinivas Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam. Praveen Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam Prabhuji. Suma Mataji, Dandot Pranam. Hare Krishna. Vijay Raghavan Prabhu, thank you for joining. Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam. Madhusudan Rao Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Vijay Prabhu. Nilima Mataji, Hari Bol, Dandot Pranam. Thank you for joining. Such a wonderful Sunday morning. Sirisha Mataji and Satya Srinivas Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam. Please accept my obeisances. Shilpa Mataji, Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam. Happy belated Krishna conscious birthday wishes, Shilpa Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you, Dandot Pranam.
Yeah, we did not get an opportunity to have your cake, your birthday cake.
Okay. Yeah.
We will celebrate again. For your cake, we'll celebrate again. Hare Krishna. So thank you all for joining. I know it's a weekday. I know you all have a schedule to go to. Ugra Karma is waiting for all of us. in another 1 hour we have to start that. So we will spend a little bit of time reading Bhagavatam. So we carry this consciousness into the week, right? Happy Ekadashi for everyone. So I've chosen this verse today. 1 minute, from 11th canto, 8th chapter, 11th verse. So 11.8.11. Okay. Where am I? Oh my God, I lost the verse. Yeah. So I'm just going to share my screen. So here is Veda base. I'm going to Srimad Bhagavatam, going to 11th canto. I'm going to 8th chapter. I'm going to the 8th verse. No. 11th verse. Yes. 11.8.11. It's a very, very instructive and a very good verse for all grahasthas, especially grahasthas. Okay. So most of, I don't think there are any brahmacharis on this call. So grahastha should. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So let's read this verse. I'll read it and you can repeat after me. Sayantanam swastanam va. Sayantanam swastanam va. Na shigrinita bhikshitam. Na sangrinita bhikshitam. Pani patro dhara matro. Pani patro dhara matro. Makshikeva na sangrahi. Makshikeva na sangrahi. Sayantanam swastanam va. Sayantanam swastanam va. Na sangrahinita bhikshitam. Na sangrahinita bhikshitam. Pani patro dhara matro. Makshikeva na sangrahi. Okay, please repeat after me. Sayantanam, meant for the night. Swastanam, meant for tomorrow. Va, either. Na, not. Sangrahinita, should accept. Bhikshitam, food in charity. Pani, with the hand. Patra, as one's plate. Udara, with the belly. Amatra, as the storage container. Makshika, the bee. Iva, like. Na, not. Sangrahi, a collector. Right? So let us read the translation. Repeat after me. A saintly person should not think. Please, everybody, please focus. It's a very good translation. I'll read, start again. A saintly person should not think. This food I will keep to eat tonight. And this other food I can save for tomorrow. In other words,
In other words,
a saintly person
a saintly person
should not store foodstuffs acquired
should not store foodstuffs acquired
by begging.
by begging.
Rather,
Rather,
he should use his own hands
He should use his own hands
as his plate
as
as
his
his plate
and eat whatever fits on them.
and eat whatever fits on them.
His only storage container
His only storage container
should be his belly,
Should he be belly?
and whatever conveniently fits
And whatever
whatever
conveniently
conveniently
fits
fits
into his belly
into
into
his
his
belly
belly
should be his stock of food.
should be his stock of food.
Thus,
Thus,
one should not imitate
one should not imitate
the greedy honeybee
the greedy honeybee
who eagerly collects
who
Eagerly collect
more and more honey.
more and more honey.
Right? So I'll read it once again. You all can just meditate. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada and his disciples. Hare Krishna, if you are not speaking, please mute your phone. Yeah, I've muted Shri Satyadev Prabhu. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, translation. A saintly person should not think, this food I will keep to eat tonight, and this food I can save for tomorrow. In other words, a saintly person should not store foodstuffs acquired by begging. Rather, he should use his own hands as his plate and eat whatever fits on them. His only storage container should be his belly, and whatever conveniently fits into his belly should be his stock of food. Thus, one should not imitate the greedy honeybee who eagerly collects more and more honey. Hare Krishna. So, purport by the disciples of His Grace, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Ki Jai. Purport, please focus. There are two types of honeybees. Those who collect nectar from the flowers and those who actually manufacture honey in the beehive. This verse refers to the second class. Hare Krishna. The greedy honeybee eventually collects so much honey that he is trapped in his hive. And in the same way, a materialistic person becomes trapped under the burden of unnecessary material accumulation. One who is interested in making spiritual progress should avoid such a situation. However, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura points out that for the purpose of spreading Krishna consciousness, one may accumulate an unlimited amount of material opulence. This is called Yukta Vairagya, or using everything in the service of Krishna. A saintly person who is unable to work in Lord Chaitanya's mission should practice austerities and collect only what he can hold in his hand and belly. However, one who has given his life to Krishna may collect unlimitedly on Lord Krishna's behalf. In fact, without acquiring material opulence, how is it possible to spread the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world? But if one tries to personally enjoy the funds or facilities acquired for the missionary activities of the Krishna consciousness movement, he commits the greatest offense. Therefore, even in the name of Lord Krishna, one should collect only what he can immediately engage in practical devotional service. Otherwise, one will fall down to the platform of ordinary greediness. Hare Krishna. Sayantanam swastanam va na sangrahnita bhikshitam pani patro dharamatro makshikeva na sangrahi. Hare Krishna. So, Provision Mataji's, it's a very important verse coming from the 11th canto, 8th chapter, 11th verse. This is actually lessons that a Brahmana is taking from the material nature, right? So he's learning from the honeybees. So he looks at a honeybee and this verse is being discussed, right? Avanti Brahmana. So here it is being mentioned that we should not eat more than what fits in our hand, the plate size of our hand, and we should not accumulate more than what fits in our belly, right? So we also have learned this verse from Nectar of Instruction, I'm sure many of you have just written the exam and are relaxed after writing the shloka test, right? So the Saturday was filled with tension, and you all have learned that shloka also, right? What is that shloka? Atyahara prayasascha prajalpa niyamagraha janasangascha laulyamscha shadbir bhakti vinashyati. हो गया रिवीजन एक और. Yeah. So what does the mean? What is the meaning of this verse? The meaning of this verse from Nectar of Instruction is there are 6 activities which are very, very uh, not conducive for devotional life. Right? 6 activities. We should not do those 6 activities. Atyahara prayasascha. Atyahara, eating more than necessary, accumulating more than necessary, right? Taking funds more than necessary. All this is part of Atyahara. Second, prayasascha, working like a dog, like a donkey, for earning more and more wealth, material wealth, more than necessary. We are trying to earn. That is also not good. Prajalpa, meaning speaking matters which are not related to Krishna consciousness, directly or indirectly also. We should stop such conversations. Prayasascha, atyahara prayasascha, prajalpa niyamagraha. Niyamagraha means following the regulative principles, whatever is mentioned in scriptures, following it, but not for bhakti. You're just following it for the sake of following it. Or you don't follow it at all. You create your own regulative principles. Ma prakarang intirandi. Right? So that is also very dangerous. So you're not following Shastra, or you're following Shastra just as a ritual, like Smartha Brahmanas. You're just following that. Next is Janasangascha, meaning associating with worldly mindly people. Laulyamscha, meaning greedy for material attachments. Right? Greedy for material attachments. And what is the final conclusion? Sadbir bhakti vinashyati. Vinashyati means destroying. These things will destroy our bhakti. So there are 2 points in this shloka which relate to this, shloka of Bhagavatam that we are discussing right now. One is atyahara, accumulating, and second is greed. Right? Greed is also not good. 1 minute, I'm just going to mute. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, if you're not speaking, you can mute. Okay, Hare Krishna. Yeah, so both the things are not good. Now, as Grahasthas, Provision Mataji, let's be very practical. Please, focus as much as you can today, because today's discussion is going to be very relevant to our situation, right? So, as Grahasthas, we have to accumulate. I have children. I have a wife. I have a husband. I have parents. I have to accumulate. I have to do financial planning. Let me put it this way. Rather than putting a word accumulate, I have to do financial planning. Because if there is no enough finance, if my finances are not properly taken care, my chanting will get affected. Because I'll keep chanting and I'll be thinking, oh my God, if I lose this job, what am I going to do? If I lose this business, what am I going to do? My daughter is growing. What about her marriage? My son is growing. What about his educational loan? Where will I get that kind of money? And Kuda Khasta, if this fellow decides to do medicine, then I have to sell my whole properties, right, to make him a doctor or a MD, right? So many thoughts are going on in Grahastha's minds. Is it wrong? Is it wrong to have such kind of thoughts? Or is it right to have such kind of thoughts? Because it's more practical. So if my financial situation is properly fixed, I can also, without any deviation, continue my bhakti. So what is right and what is wrong, right? So my question to all of you, let's spend 5 minutes. I want to hear your views. What do you think? Should a grahastha plan financially his life, or he should not plan his life financially? We should completely depend on Krishna. What is the right balance?
Planning is required, Prabhuji. Minimum financial planning is required.
Yeah. Thank you, Santoshaitre Prabhu. Anybody else? Please feel free, open the forum. And if possible, I humbly request, please open your screens also. It feels nice seeing all of you, taking all your darshan. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. So financial planning is needed, Prabhu, because we are in this material world and the material impulses are so strong. It's easy to get swayed. And financial planning, I would say, is one method to curb that impulse. As you are saying, I will not be chanting. I will be thinking about, how am I going to feed my family the next day. So it's important, Prabhu.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Anandram Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Anybody
Prabhu.
else? Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, financial planning is definitely required, Prabhu, so that you can focus on better chanting. And also, you should not leave your problems to Krishna. You should not ask, take your problems to Krishna and ask him to handle. That is not the right way. Okay, we should serve him so that because there is a mission for Krishna and we should help Krishna in his mission. That is what we have to do. We should not push our problems. That is my understanding.
Okay, we should not push our problems on Krishna. Okay, that's nice. Thank you, Prasad Prabhuji.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Who is speaking?
Subhara.
Subhara Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Any planning has to be God-centric and non-over-enduring on that.
Non-over-enduring on that and should be God-centric. Very nice statement.
Basic planning is required, but again, if not, that will become an excuse to over-enduring financial planning.
Very nice. Thank you, Subhara Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Dasraj Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Mansamati. Yes.
Prabhu, I kind of look at it in two ways, Prabhu. Definitely, in principle, financial planning is required. But what I'm looking at is what my thought is two ways. Number one, we will have to make the financial planning in order to survive, but not overburden, overload us so that we forget Krishna and only indulge in the material activities. So whatever is required to run our day-to-day activity, day-to-day family activity. And, second thing is, as a Gruhastha, it is a responsibility to help the other ashramas. It could be Brahmachari, Vanaprastham and Sannyas ashramam. Only Gruhastha has given that eligibility is what my understanding, Prabhu,
correct.
To help the other ashrama people, whoever are in the other ashramas. So as a Gruhastha, we should definitely save some money for such spiritual activities and help people from other ashramas.
Jai, Hari Bol. Thank you, Dasraj Prabhu. Thank you very much. Very nicely put for so many points. Yes, Mahalingam Air Prabhu. Are youth Grahastha?
So what Anand Vrindavan Prabhuji says is, do your best, live the rest. That's what the philosophy is. Do your best planning and live the rest to whatever Krishna does to us. And also prepare for the worst. If you are completely into loss, you don't have anything, take a small room in rent and you can chant, you can read, and you can engage in devotional service. Nothing is going to stop you in that worst condition. But do your best on planning and whatever is possible, and whatever comes in your way, accept it as a Krishna.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Mahalingam Air Prabhu. Wonderful. And thank you for sharing Anand Vrindavan Prabhu's thought. Yes, anybody else? There are exemplifying Grahasthas on this call. I'm sure you have a lot to say.
Krishna,
who is speaking?
Jyoti
Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, being a devotee, first we have to take care of our family. Then, if everyone is taking care of their family happily, so no need of ashramas also. So we have to spread this among the society, this Krishna consciousness. Money, I'm a retired person. So money is money planning is must and should we need, Prabhuji, in this Bhautika world. Suppose నాకు ఇది కరోనా వచ్చింది ప్రభుజీ, వస్తే గబామని ఎవరిని పిల్లలు ఉన్నారు కానీ వాళ్ళు టేక్ కేర్ చేసేదాకా కూడా మనం వెయిట్ చేయకుండా మనం టేక్ కేర్ చేసుకోవడానికి మనకి we need money. 6 lakhs is not a small amount nowadays. So minimum amount resources also we need.
Yes. Thank you, Jyoti Mataji, for sharing your life experience and your perspective on finance for the family. Yes.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Hare Krishna. Please on your screens if that's okay. I'm not able to you feel connected for some time. It's not going to be a long lecture today.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna Prabhuji.
Padma Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, at least when it comes to the kids, so Grihastha means definitely most of the people will have kids. So from past, I heard from some people and also from my experience, some kids might get immediately into the Krishna conscious, maybe because of their past life or some things. But other kids, it takes some time for them. So it is of course parents' responsibility to bring them, to help them. But simultaneously, what is happening is the outside world is influencing them a lot. And if their wishes are not satisfied, and they are going away from Krishna conscious, because the influence is so bad outside the world, outside this Krishna conscious. So what I feel is they should be balanced. So all the kids' desires has to be fulfilled, and simultaneously, so like 50-50 we have to manage. Otherwise, 100% into Krishna conscious, this generation is very difficult. Not all kids, but definitely few kids or many kids.
Okay, so we have a percentage now, 50%. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji, for your view. Anybody
Hare
else?
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam Prabhuji.
Who's speaking? Saraswati Mataji. I can
Yes,
show.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, financial planning is necessary for Grihastha because we are in material platform. Actually, the 50% of Grihastha has to spend for the spiritual life according to the scriptures, and the balance is for himself and for others. So that needs to plan like that, and over endeavoring for other things, it's not necessary, Prabhuji.
Yes.
So that's
Yes, there is a Rupa Goswami principle, 50% for Krishna conscious activities. That includes your donations, your yatras, your satsangs, your everything that you invest for Krishna consciousness.
So that kind of family planning is necessary, and over endeavoring for other things other than this, it's not good.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Maheshwarati Prabhu, you are the senior most in the group. You have to tell what do you feel about financial planning.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Chanukya Arthashastra, he told that the different persons, king has to have some planning and Vaishyas has some.
Oh, your voice is breaking, I think. Losing you.
One week, like that, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So different persons have the different planning for this accumulation of wealth.
Yes.
It is very clearly said by the Kautilya Arthashastra, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, very nice. You're also quoting from very authentic place. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes,
Hare Krishna,
Vivek
Prabhuji.
Prabhu, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat
You're looking very tension free after the shloka test.
Yes, Prabhuji, that was there. Yes, lot of tension was there.
Yes,
Yeah.
tell me.
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Yes, Maheshwarati Prabhu.
That is the principles given by the Chanukya Arthashastra, Prabhuji.
Chanukya Arthashastra.
Different persons has to different planning.
Yes, planning is needed.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Vivek Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Prabhuji, what I think that whatever is coming our way, right? The Lakshmi is coming. We should consider that it's a mercy of Lord Krishna, right? Although we think, right, hey, this is something, right? I am doing hard work, and that's why, right, I am earning it, right? But we should consider whatever is coming our way is all mercy, right? And once it is there, then now it is our duty. Then we should plan it properly, right? Where to spend, right? How to plan it, right? So that's why, right, we should not do over endeavoring. Right, that's a crucial word, that we should not do over endeavoring, that we should do 24/7 planning, right? Hey, but whatever is coming our way, we should conscious that how to spend that, how to plan that. That is my thinking, Prabhuji.
Very nice, Prabhuji. Very nice thoughts, actually, all of you. Shri Giriraj Prabhu, any views you have? Yeah, Sanjay Prabhu. Yeah, go ahead, Giriraj Prabhu.
I'm just, while discussing, I'm just referring to Prabhupada in Vanipedia. Let me read once, Prabhu. I wanted to share. So this is letter, Prabhu. This is one of the letter, one of the lecture. Okay, Prabhu. So can I read?
Yeah.
Can
Yeah, go ahead.
If one man has got nice wife, actually he has got goddess of fortune. That is astrological calculation. A man is considered to be fortunate in 3 ways. If he has got good wife, then he is fortunate. If he has got good son, then he is fortunate. And if he has got plenty money, he is fortunate. So these 3 standard of fortune, out of which one who has got good wife is the most fortunate. So our society will try to make good wives so that all boys can think himself always fortunate. If one has got good wife, any place doesn't matter, either under, just like Lord Shiva, he was living underneath the tree, there is no shelter, but he has got good wife Parvati, so he was happy. So Prabhupada says here about the 3 things, right, Prabhu? So earning money, so there is one thing, Prabhu, I can say financial planning is must for devotees, as you know, our Rupa Goswami says in that principle there, right? So, but we overindulging, over earning, that also problem. It creates anxiety in our Krishna consciousness path, because always think about what happens to that if we accumulate many things like properties, money, our energy. Think about those things. So we cannot focus. We cannot because so much anxiety is there. We cannot focus on those. Especially first priority in devotee's life is Krishna consciousness. So then that's where we need proper financial planning, and moderate living we need, and for to keep body soul together. Prabhupada writes in his purports to keep body and soul together. Take little job, but save time for Krishna, right? Save time for Krishna. Moderate living. He writes many suggestions to his disciples in letters. Not overindulging.
Not overindulging. Yes. Hari bol. Thank you, Prabhuji. Sri Raj Prabhu. Sanjay Prabhu, you are going to say something. After this, I'll go ahead and speak.
No, yeah, I think everyone has spoken very good things. The only thing, and I was contemplating, what is overindulgence in accumulation, right? Now, considering this material world, we know like different kind of diseases are there. In the old age, we are more worried about diseases. Now the disease may take more, right? And if you don't have, then you are struggling, right? Or you can't depend on your kids to finance them, right? So there may be a very thin line saying overindulgence or not overindulgence, but yeah, financial planning is required. But I think if you elaborate what is overindulgence, because considering the material world, considering the way things are going, because we are not eating very healthy food, we are not kind of living very healthy life, as I would say, right? So you never know tomorrow what happens, right? What kind of thing comes in on our way. Though we are kind of dependent, or we chanting Krishna Krishna consciousness, we're doing things, but you never know, our past karmas come in and then we have some things come in. So I don't know what is overindulgence, or how to what extent we say, okay, this is good for financial planning and we are relaxed and we can properly get into the Krishna consciousness. Yeah.
Yes, Hari. Thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing. Actually, I'm very grateful to all the families, in the call today, who have opened up and who have shared their perspective, right? And life has taught all of us, right? Every single one of us, life has taught in different incidents what can happen when you don't have money, right? We can sitting here, we can speak great philosophy, but what can happen when you don't have money, especially being a grahastha? If you're a lone person, you can wear some kopin and go and sit in front of a temple and you'll find your khichdi, or you'll find your halwa or whatever little thing they can give, and you can survive. But what about my wife? What about my children? What about the financial commitments that I've given to my parents, to my family? So this aspect of, so is this verse applicable in Kali Yuga? The Srimad Bhagavatam verse that we just read, which says we should only eat what fits in our hands, and we should only accumulate what fits in our belly, which means tomorrow morning, I don't know from where am I going to get food, because I have not stored anything, right? I have no groceries in my house. Only thing I have is my belly, and I've eaten that, and that's how much I should be happy with. So, Prayojan Mataji, this is not about a verse that talks about only sannyasis, right? This verse is also for we grahasthas, right? See, the most important thing is, based on what I've heard from my seniors and great sannyasis, is financial planning is needed. Actually, financial planning is an activity. Planning as an activity, only human beings can do. Animals and all, they don't plan that much. Yes, there are some animals which store their food, like in some cold regions, right? Very, very cold regions. There are some polar bears which eat for 6 months and they sleep for 6 months, right? Or there are some seals who take the fish and they keep it at a certain place and they keep eating it whenever they want. Or there are some monkeys who, store the food under their jaw more than the belly, and they keep taking it and eating it whenever they want. Animals also do planning, but animals don't overplan. They are very much restricted to what they find, how much they find, and how much they can keep, right? They don't, I have not seen so far any animal taking a suitcase and going around. Right? Animals, whatever they get in their belly or their jaw or their hands, that's what they take, right? So but we as human beings, we have a need for planning, right? And we should plan. Financial planning, there is no exception. Even though we are a devotee, even though we want to surrender 100%, but financial planning is needed. We need Lakshmi for serving Narayan. That is needed, right? So we need what? We need Lakshmi Devi's blessings to serve Narayan. But our endeavor to please Lakshmi Devi should not go to such an extent that we keep aside Narayan and you are only worshipping Lakshmi, right? So that's very important. It's not like, oh, Lakshmi, Lakshmi Amma, please give me money, please give me money, please give me money. And at one point, you forget that money is being given for serving Narayan. Lakshmi Devi is giving money only for serving Narayan, right? Not for serving our senses. But this tendency can easily come. And we have to deeply introspect, Prayojan Mataji. We have to deeply introspect, is this tendency coming into me? Because this greed, this laulyam, is a butcher of our bhakti. It completely kills our bhakti. When you become greedy, you going to satsang also will become a financial affair. It'll become financial affair. Your mind will keep telling you, don't give money, don't put money, don't restrict yourself. There's that. But you are not even appreciating your presence with devotees. You're going to a temple, don't give money, don't give donation, don't give. You're not even appreciating your darshan in a temple. You're only calculating, right? That is also not good. It is explained that we should depend on Krishna. We should depend on Krishna, and our dependence is shown by how much we are prepared to face uncertainties, which anyway are uncertain. We don't know when they're going to come. We are prepared to face uncertainties depending on Krishna. You can't cover all your uncertainties no matter with what you accumulate on this planet. You have 1 flat, you have 2 flats, you have 5 flats, you have land, you have wealth, you have cash balance, you have insurance, you have mutual funds, you have returns, you have rents, you have salary, right? You have shares. Whatever that you accumulate, it will not give you peaceful sleep. And let me tell you, you also know that the more you accumulate, the less you can sleep. You can't sleep properly if you have so much beyond the capacity. But unfortunately, the stupid mind keeps telling you accumulate, accumulate, accumulate. Keep it more, keep it more. You know, it'll be useful. Arey, you have two girls, you have 2 sons, you have to get them married. Unchukondi. You know, keep it more, keep it. But I'm telling you, the more you keep, your bhakti will be destroyed. Because bhakti means what? Bhakti means complete dependence on Krishna. You have to depend on Krishna. You have to practice depending on Krishna also. And why do you forget that Krishna will not take care of you? Krishna will take care of you. The ability to plan is also being given by Krishna only. Your intelligence to plan your finances is also being given by Krishna only. And your bhakti increases when you please Krishna by taking risks. Some risks have to be taken in life. Risk-free life is boring. A risk-free life is dead life. There is nothing to live for. Some risk has to be there. When I say what is that risk, am I asking you to leave your job? No. Am I asking you to leave your business? No. But that risk can be endeavoring more, a little more for Krishna than what you have planned. For example, if you have decided that I will spend 2 hours in a day for Krishna, increase it by 3. For example, if you have decided I'll chant 16 rounds for Krishna, increase it by 20. For example, if you have decided I'll give my 5% of my income for Krishna conscious activities, increase it by 6%. 1 more percent. And that extra percent, which makes you uncomfortable, is bhakti. That little extra which makes you uncomfortable is bhakti. That much donation that you give, that much service that you do to the society, that much you give to sannyasis, brahmacharis, and whatever seva that you've taken up, go seva, shastra dan, whatever that you've taken up, if you're very comfortable doing what you're doing, then you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. I had discussed this many times that charity should be that much that it should pinch you when you give it. It should pinch you. Lagna chahiye. Arey aaj diya maine. Then you're given something. If you're comfortable, you've planned all your finances and you say, okay, ఇది ఇచ్చేసి ఏం ఫరక్ పడదు. చలో, ఇది ఇచ్చేస్తే ఏం ఫరక్ పడదు. ఫరక్ పడాలి. Donation ఇచ్చినప్పుడు it should create a little anxiety and little pressure in us that I have given. That pressure also comes. You might say that, Prabhu, if you have love, why the pressure comes? Well, love is there. Love is there. And that is the reason you chose to take the pressure. You chose to give it. And if you don't do that, then your grahastha life will become like a burdensome life. A wife is always behind you. ఏమండి ఏం చేస్తున్నారు? ఆపండి, మనం ఉంచుకోవాలి, మనకు కావాలి. Husband is like, ఏమే ఉంచుకుందాం, ఇది మనకు. Right? This is for me. This is for us. You only discuss about this. There is only discussion about Lakshmi, not about Narayan. Heart should be with Narayan. Right? And we should lead a life in such a way that we depend on Narayan also. Not totally, dependent upon our salary and our. What if you lose your job tomorrow? Then what? Appudu Narayan gurtukustada? When you are in job also, you should remember Narayan. When you lose the job also, you should remember Narayan. That is called bhakti. Ahoitaki aprahiyata. Uninterrupted, unmotivated. That is how our love for God should be. Even when I'm earning very nicely, I should have Narayan in my heart and I should be ready to give that away when there is a need. And even when I'm not earning nicely, still I should have Narayan in my heart and I should not ask him for more than what I need. Narayan will give you. Have you seen one Krishna Bhakta who has died of hunger? One devotee in the face of this planet for the past eternity who was not taken care by Krishna? I'll tell you one example. For a certain period in my life, I messed up my financial planning. I did that mistake. I admit it very openly. And I admit it and tell everybody in the call, don't do what I did as a mistake. I took premature retirement when I was hardly 36. I left my job and then I started working. But it did pay off. It did pay off. It did help me. Ultimately, today, whatever I am, I'm not regretting what I did, but it was a difficult path. But that path taught me a lot of lessons. That when you depend on Krishna and you lead a life, that life is very exciting. Prabhuji and Mataji, I miss that excitement today because I'm again working. I think I have decent income, but I miss that excitement. Those were the exciting days, I'll say. Where me, my wife are planning what we should spend, what we cannot spend, what we can afford. Should we go in an auto instead of a car? Should we go on a bike instead of a car? Should we? How do we save money so that we don't earn that much? We're not earning at all. So what should we do? How do we make sure that what we are receiving as little income remains for long? Yes, we were thinking about, but in that endeavor also, we had more satsangs. And Krishna also showed his mercy in many, many ways, right? Krishna actually, you can experience Krishna when you depend on him. When you don't depend on him, you don't experience Krishna. No, not possible. When your bank balance is filled, when your job is all secure, when your business is all flourishing, you will not experience Krishna. Not possible. Unless you are serving devotees with whatever you get, right? It's very difficult to experience Krishna. And when you experience Krishna, that is when you experience happiness in life. You have to experience that happiness. It is once in your life when you are totally dependent on Krishna. Prabhupada was ecstatic and joyful and happy in all situations because he knew that he's depending on Krishna. And Krishna did take care of Prabhupada. Krishna did take care of many, many people, right? I'll tell one instance of one driver of a devotee. True incident that happened just few years back. Driver's name is Rajkumar. Now, he was driving one of our devotees. Devotee's name is Krishna Dulal Prabhu. Very, very, very sweet, my senior god brother. He was his driver. And Krishna Dulal Prabhu is a doctor. And on his way to hospital or his way to different parts, wherever he used to go for treatment, he would read Bhagavatam. Sitting in the car, he would read Bhagavatam. And this driver would listen to Bhagavatam. He would tell, Saab, can you read Bhagavatam? I want to listen. So driver is listening. The Prabhuji is speaking Bhagavatam and he gave a Bhagavatam set. And this driver would sit down and read Bhagavatam. When the car is stopped, when Prabhuji is in the hospital or is in his house, wherever, the driver is sitting and reading Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is going on when the car is riding. Bhagavatam is going on when the car is stopped. All the time, Rajkumar is very happy, right? And this Rajkumar has one son and one daughter. And this fellow is completely, not very intelligent in his financial planning. There are some other qualities also he has, but let's focus on the devotional aspect. Very dependent. And many times he used to come to me whenever I used to go to meet Prabhuji. Say, Prabhuji, kaise hai? Aap log bhakt log ho, you're all devotees. Please bless that I'll get the devotion. Like that he used to speak. I used to feel, hey, what is he faking it, or is he genuine about it, or is he speaking like that to impress because he's the driver? All negative thoughts, man. I just keep coming. We don't know. Sometimes it's very difficult to understand some people. But I would appreciate one thing, that he would always chant. He would do his 16 rounds every day and he would read Bhagavatam, and it was very peaceful. His wife was very concerned about her daughter and her son's future, because this fellow is not planning anything. He doesn't have a morsel of a saving. Whatever he earns as salary, he would spend it. That's all he has. And look at this, that he never, every time his wife would ask, what are you going to do about our daughter? Where are you going to get married? Where is the money? Where are you going to get loan from? To do marriage also, you need at least 50,000 rupees. You should have that in bank. You have nothing. All that you have is what you are earning and what you are eating. He would say, Krishna will take care. So there is a temple in old city somewhere near Afzalganj, very remote inside temple, small temple. This whole family would go there. Husband, wife, daughter and son, and they would cook and serve prasadam in that place, right? Small temple, 50 people gathering. One devotee from ISKCON Abbott's temple would go there and he would conduct a lecture, right? And whoever would come, they would hear that lecture, do nice kirtan, Radha Krishna, small deities, and they would have prasadam and leave. Now, it so happened that one boy who comes to the temple along with his family, he looked at this girl, he looked at the family, and he is also from business kind of background, small time businessman. He looked at her and he went and spoke to Rajkumar Prabhu saying that I want to marry your daughter. I'm very, my parents are looking for a girl for me, but I want to go and tell them that I want to marry your daughter. If you tell okay, then I'll ask my parents to come and talk to you. Rajkumar Prabhu was shocked. His wife was like, what is going to happen? I never planned for my daughter's marriage, and this person is coming and talking to me directly. And then he asked, so what do you do? What kind of business do you do? How can you take care of my daughter? And that boy told that, sir, I'm not that much educated, but I have 4 shops, 4 mobile shops. We sell mobiles and we repair mobiles. Like that, I have 4 shops. At least I make 2 to 3 lakhs a month in terms of my earning, right? And my family is also very peaceful. We live as a joint family, and my parents, they don't have any high expectations. If I go and tell them that I want to marry, they'll be very much happy to marry your daughter to me. So can I? This Rajkumar was shocked. He was like, look at his humility. He called me and he told, Prabhuji, what do you say? Should I marry my daughter to this boy? Because I don't think we deserve to get such a family as our for my daughter. I don't have any money. I don't have any. I'm not that qualified. But this family seems to be very well learned, well settled. The boy is very nice. He has no bad habits. He comes to temple regularly. He's not chanting. He's not in Krishna consciousness, but he's a devotee, and he only came and asked, what should I do? So I told him that, Rajkumar, why don't you see it as Krishna's mercy? Krishna sent that boy to you. Why do you just go talk to his parents? He was scared to speak to boy's parents. Because his wife was also scared. No, we will not. I don't think we deserve. Then we told, no, you go talk. Then he spoke, and the boy's parents, they simply looked at the girl and said, we want to marry your daughter. We don't want any dahej. We don't want any dowry. Whatever God gave us, we are happy. Right? We just want a good girl coming from good family. And we are very much happy to marry your daughter to our son. And they fixed the marriage. And then they told they will do the marriage in the temple. Small temple. They'll do the marriage in the temple. They can actually go for a big hall also. But they said, no, you are very devoted to that Supreme Lord, and we are okay to do the marriage in the temple only. Now, this Rajkumar, he called me, and I actually had satsang that day and too many other commitments I had. He called me and said, Prabhuji, please come for the marriage. I said, Prabhu, I'll anyway come for the marriage. Why are you thinking like that, Rajkumar? He said, no, Prabhuji, please come for the marriage, because I have a feeling that they're joking with me. Right at the time of marriage, they will take their son and go away. I don't think they're marrying their son to my daughter. Look at the innocence in the heart, of that person who is reading Bhagavatam and who is chanting, is not able to accept that he deserves that mercy of Krishna. It's an amazing feeling. And I called Krishna Dulal Prabhu, his owner, who has kept him as driver. Prabhuji, ye mere ko phone karke aise baat kar raha hai. That Prabhuji, I am telling him for the last 2 months, don't take tension. Go and marry your daughter to that family. We are there to take care. Why are you worried? Just take, go. And that person, no, you all should come. If something happens, if they just get up and go, why will they get up and go? They want to marry their son to you, your daughter. Don't worry about it. And it's a true incident, Prabhuji. It's a true incident. We went to that marriage. Me, my father, my mother. I took my wife, my children, and Prabhuji's family, and few devotees. And we went to that small temple and we saw the devotion. And that boy was amazing. He was handsome. He was nice, and he was very happy to marry his daughter. His daughter is a very simple girl, Very simple girl, right? Not that extraordinarily good looking from our eyes, but we should not look like that. Krishna felt the daughter deserves a very nice husband, and they married. And Prabhuji, after the marriage, when the prasadam was being served, right? Rajkumar comes to me and says, Prabhuji, मुझे नहीं लगता है वो लोग भाग जाएंगे. Like, Rajkumar, come on, Rajkumar, कुछ हद रहता है करने का. मतलब, just take it easy. You married your daughter. Marriage is over. They are not going to run away. Why do you think they'll run away? Why do you think they'll take care, their son and run away? They decided to marry their son to your daughter. Prabhuji, what a chava. He started crying. He went to the altar. He fell at the altar. He came back. Prabhuji, Krishna, he started jumping. 6 feet in the air, he started jumping. Thin fellow, a very thin, lean person. So happy, so excited. Right? So I'm not talking about a story, like 200 years back, 2000 years back of a great saint. I'm talking about a simple family I've seen who depended on Krishna and who simply served Krishna, read Bhagavatam, did chanting, did simple driver's job. And their daughter is nicely married. She has children now. Right? Now and then he sends me a message. How is his daughter doing? I'm not that much in touch with him. But this is a devotee who depends on Krishna, who depends on he did not do much financial planning. We cannot be like him. But there are people who lead a life like that. There are. It's very important for we grahasthas, Provision Mataji. I'm not saying we should not do financial planning, but we should also hear the stories. We should also be surrounded with such people who keep reminding us that ultimately Krishna is the savior. Rakhe Krishna mare Krishna rakhe koi. Ultimately, Krishna is only the savior. We might be thinking that I have this, I have that. We have so much wealth. Many of us are earning more than what we deserve. If you really look at yourself in the mirror and ask, "Nakinta salary avasarama na mohaniki," right? You'll get the answer from your heart. Can any one of you guarantee that your children will get married in nice families? With your wealth? Whatever that you earned, can you guarantee that your children will get married in good families? You can't. నువ్వు సంపాదించిన గడ్డిపోచు కూడా పనికిరాదు అక్కడ. Ultimately, it is Krishna's mercy only. What kind of family, what kind of spouse your children will get. And whatever you earned can get burnt into ashes in few years. If you unfortunately get in association with a wrong family. Isn't it? So whatever we think we have, in actuality, is illusion. It's all illusion, some kind of financial security that we think we have. But still, we should plan. But the planning should not be that much that you start forgetting Krishna and you are only thinking about finances. Only thinking about, oh, how will I maintain this wealth? How will I, how can I survive? How can I? Okay, Baba, you're earning. Depend on Krishna also. Leave some work for Krishna also. Leave some work for Paramatma also. That's okay. He will take care. We are working for him. Right? Atyahara prayasascha. Working more than, it's a mode of passion actually. People who work in offices 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours, and they tell my boss is expecting. Well, you have to be smart. Don't kill yourself. What you deserve is already written. You'll get it. Be smart. Take out time for Krishna. Quality chanting is very important. Quality hearing is very important. Ekadashis are very important. Festivals are very important. Our donations are very important. Is your donation pinching you? Ask that question to yourself. Is my donation pinching me? Wherever I'm donating, 1%, 10%, 10 people, temple, wherever. Is my donation pinching me? If it is not, then you're in comfort zone. You're nicely enjoying your life. Your senses are enjoying. That pinch will increase your dependence on Krishna. I'm telling you how to find that happiness. That is very important. right? Give it to anath ashram, give it to some place, give it to temples, give it for preaching activities. See, there is a youth preaching center in Narsingi. They are struggling for money. They preach to youngsters, college students. They bring them into a hostel, right? There is a hostel there in Narsingi, and they make students stay for very less money, give good facility, and they have Mangalarti, they have chanting, they have Srimad Bhagavatam class every day for students, for colleges, CBIT and the nearby colleges, right? They are struggling. So there are very good opportunities for us to contribute in the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada has created immense number of avenues. There is a huge construction going on in Abbott's temple, which also needs a lot of money, right? And that construction rooms are going to be used as classes. They'll be used as classes. And there is a nice land that we have seen where we have started doing some classes here near Gachibowli, opposite Avatar. We are planning to build a big shed there, so that in that shed we can do big festivals, big nice festivals we can do, right? We don't have to go and pay that money to some clubhouse owners everywhere. So there is opportunity there, right? Now Abbott's temple has started even Go Seva, right? They've just started. You can also be helpful in that, right? Or any Goshala near your house you can go and help those people. So there is so many avenues for you to serve. Never tell that you don't have. If you think that you don't know, please call me. I'll tell you. Or please call many others, right? If somebody wants to donate on that youth preaching thing, you can call Praveen Prabhu. He's coordinating that, right? He's really coordinating that. So this Lakshmi doesn't belong to you. Keep that in mind. As Grahasthas, one of the biggest challenges, we are very independent. We are very independent. We will follow, we will not follow, completely in our own hands. And how much we follow, we can even hide what we are doing. We are not in a temple that everybody is monitoring us. After the satsang, you all go back to your houses. I don't know what you do. I don't know how you live. During satsang, we know what we are. But after satsang, before the next satsang, we don't know. So we are completely independent. This independence can create less dependence on Krishna and more dependence on our own skills and abilities and wealth, right? It's a very sensitive matter. Discussing finances with Grahastha is very sensitive matter. We can only guide and give the principles, right? How much to keep, how much to give, and how frequently should give. It's not like, oh Prabhuji, in 2021 I gave this much, I'm happy. No, it should be your every month's endeavor. You should give it. And you should be, and I'll tell you, when you do that, you will feel more peaceful. You'll actually become more peaceful. This call is not about encouraging donation. That's not the call. I'm telling you, dependence on Krishna should increase. That's the call about. Otherwise, people get big salaries, and the bigger the salary, the less they start contributing. The smaller the salary, they were contributing nicely. But the salary has increased. Now they've become like, stiffed. They don't want to give even a single penny, because now they are getting more, and they are thinking, now I'm getting more, so I have to accumulate more, because I might lose this, I might lose my job. Let me keep more. Let me accumulate more. Before I lose my job, let me accumulate more. Before this economy falls down, let me accumulate more. Before this whole bubble of IT falls, let me accumulate more. Where is Krishna? There is no Krishna. Even when I'm chanting, I'm thinking about accumulating more. So Prabhuji is one of the things I heard from His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu when he spoke about this verse. He told, when you are with Krishna, absorb yourself with Krishna. During that little time that you are going to spend, that you are planning to spend with Krishna, when you are chanting, don't think about financial planning. Don't think about financial planning. Yeah. Can some of you on your cameras, if that's okay? It's getting difficult for me to speak as if I'm speaking to, I don't know what I'm speaking to. Hare Krishna. Thank you. We'll end another 5 minutes. We'll end. It is a working day. But all that I'm trying to tell is, when you're chanting, जब chanting कर रहे हो, उस time पे पैसे के बारे में मत सोचो. When you are in satsang, don't think about money. When you are in satsang, because now you're absorbed. When you're reading Bhagavatam, don't think about money. Think about Krishna, right? So 2 hours of chanting, 1 hour of reading and hearing, 3 hours in a day out of 24 hours, you are not thinking about money. You are thinking and praying only to Krishna. Is that okay? Yeah, right? And the remaining time, you are praying Krishna, how I can decrease my dependence on material things, how I can increase my dependence on you. Artificially don't leave job. Artificially don't leave business. In fact, if you can earn more, earn more. But when you earn more, give more. Right? Don't earn more and accumulate more. Prabhu, to run our family, none of us drink alcohol here. None of us eat meat here. None of us go to pubs and discotheques. Even if you go, they'll not allow you, no. Point is, ఎంత కావాలండి బతకడానికి? 60,000, 70,000, 80,000, సోకులు ఎక్కువైతే ₹1,00,000, అంతే కదా? 1 lakh is what you need maximum. Keep that, no problem. Keep that, use that. But if you're getting more than that, don't get attached to that. I'm not saying don't earn more. I'm saying don't get attached to that what you're getting more, because that attachment is going to kill your bhakti. 100% it will kill your bhakti. The more you earn, the more you should give. Remember that formula. When you get more, give more. When you get more, give more. Otherwise, you are going to lead a very anxiety-filled life. Anxiety-filled life you'll lead. You'll never be peaceful. You'll never be happy. You'll never be satisfied, because there is no Krishna. When there is no Krishna, how can there be happiness? There can be no happiness when there is no Krishna. Please be convinced on this one thing. Satsang lekapothe మీ జీవితాలు waste. You want to try? ఓ వారం రోజులు వేరండి, అర్థమవుతుంది. వారం రోజులు వేరండి, right? There are devotees I know, they ran and came, Prabhuji, I don't know how to live without satsang now, because this is Krishna. Why satsang is so attractive? There is Krishna. Why prasadam is so tasty? There is Krishna in the prasadam. Why devotional life is so nice? Because Krishna is there. Why Bhagavatam lectures are so useful and so nice? Today's discussion is very useful. Why? Because there is Krishna in this. Who is speaking to you this message? Not Lilanandas. Krishna, through Bhagavatam, is telling us, don't accumulate more than what fits into your belly. Don't plan to eat more than what fits into your hands. These are very high standards. There are so many examples in the history. Mrugari, he broke his bow. He went and did japa. Krishna took care of him. Did he not? Did he or did he not? He got so much food, he was forced to distribute that. Anna, తీసుకుంటారా నాయన, నేను తినలేకపోతున్నా, చాలు చాలు చాలు. Right? When you depend on Krishna, Krishna opens his reserve bank. When you depend on Krishna, he does. Look at Prabhupada. Can anybody tell me a better business idea of taking 40 rupees to America, coming back with 40 billion rupees? Today ISKCON has 1,000 temples, few thousand farm communities, right? All that belongs to Prabhupada. It's his property. It's Prabhupada. It's Krishna's property. Prabhupada, for Prabhupada, everything is Krishna. Look at what he has done just by going with nothing. Prabhupada told his one of Prabhupada's disciples, initial devotees, he was very attracted by Prabhupada Kirtan and class. He left his job. He came and told Prabhupada, oh, I'm going to join full time in the ashram. Prabhupada told, what nonsense? Go do your job. I need that money. Prabhupada told, go do that job. No. When you give that money, I'm able to cook. Krishna gave you that job so that you can give that money to me. And literally that person went back, took the job, and he started bringing that money. Entire salary used to give to Prabhupada, entire salary. Once he went and told Prabhupada, I want to get that book, Krishna book. Prabhupada told, $6. Huh? What is this? I gave my entire salary to you. But Prabhupada, book distribution, you have to give money and buy the book. Prabhupada is Prabhupada. Right? Book distribution, principle. And that person, oh my God, my Acharya, what a great Acharya we have, right? Our Acharya never told, run away from money. He never had that, false. ఇక్కడ పెడితే అయిపోయి ఏదో డబ్బులు ముట్టుకున్నాను ఫీల్ అయిపోయి డబ్బుల దగ్గర పోవద్దని, don't go near money. No, we don't have an Acharya like that. We have an Acharya who says, bring me money, I'll spend it for you. Prabhupada told once, bring me your money, I'll spend it for you. You can't spend, I'll spend for you. Go. Right? What a bold Acharya we had. Right? We should also earn. At the same time, we should give. Prabhus and Matajis, last life also you accumulated. That plot that you see beside your house, that empty plot, was yours only in last life. Now that plot belongs to somebody else. Ade zaragabotunnadi. Every damn thing that you have right now, వచ్చే జన్మలో కరెక్ట్ దాని పక్కనే పుడతావు. ఎందుకంటే ఆశ కదా, అటాచ్మెంట్ కదా, దాని పక్కనే పుడతావు. పురుగులాగానో చెట్లాగానో దేనిలానో పుడతావు. అక్కడ చూస్తుంటావు, దాన్ని ఇట్లా చూస్తుంటావు. అంతే, గదే జరగబోతున్నది. అది బాచిపల్లి కానీ గచ్చిబౌలి కానీ ఎక్కడ కానీ ఏదైనా ఉండని, మనం పిచ్చోళ్ళం, మూర్ఖులం, ఇంకా ఆలోచిస్తున్నాం ఇవన్నీ మనం కాపాడతాయని. Sometimes I get excited, Telugu comes out. Please forgive me. The point is very simple. At least now understand that we are not going to take anything from here. Everything belongs to Narayan, given by Lakshmi. Let us use that in serving Lakshmi. Don't give money to me, don't give money to anybody. If you don't want to give money to anybody, not even temple, not even anything, at least use that in Krishna service. Babu, cook in your house for 100 people every week. Cook for 100 people. Call your neighbors, give them prashadam. అది చేయగలం కదా, అవునా కదా? చేయగలమా చేయలేమా? కెన్ వి డూ దట్? 100 మంది కుకింగ్ చేయండి, అందరిని ఇంటికి పిలవండి, ఏం లెక్చర్ చేయకండి, వాళ్ళకి పెట్టండి, అంతే. మంచిగా కడుపు నిండా పెట్టండి. వస్తారు, ఫస్ట్ ముసలోళ్ళు వస్తారు. ఎందుకంటే కోడళ్ళు ఉండరు, మామూలు ఉరుకుంటూ వస్తారు. మా కోడలు ఎన్నడూ ఉండలేదని. దాంతో కోడలు వస్తుంది, ముసలోడు ఎంత పెట్టినా కృతజ్ఞత లేదు, ఇక్కడికి వస్తున్నాడు. When we used to conduct gated community programs, so the lecture is going on there, the old people first will come and stand in the queue as if they never were given food only in their life. Accumulation tendency, right? Donation ఏంటంటే ఎంత? ఓ 10 రూపాయల నోటు. That actually I want to write to RBI, ban that 10 rupee note. ప్రతి దానికి 10 రూపాయలు జీవితం. ఎంత సంపాదించినట్టే 10 కోట్లు, ఎంత ఇస్తున్నా అంటే 10 రూపాయలు. వస్తారు మన సంక్రాంతికి ఎద్దు వస్తే, సంక్రాంతికి when that bull comes, అక్కడ బుల్ ముందుకు వెళ్ళిపోయి, ఓ కృష్ణ, ఓ రామో, ఓ దాడు దేవుడు, ఓ నాయనో, ఇగో 10 రూపాయలు. అసలు ఎందుకు ఇస్తారా 10 రూపాయలు? రైట్? మరి అన్ని కావాలి, మళ్ళీ సుఖాలు రావాలి, ఓ భగవంతుడు దుఃఖాలు తీసుకోవాలి. రైట్? జస్ట్ ఇమాజిన్ వాట్ నెక్స్ట్ లైఫ్ దిల్ గెట్. అట్లాంటి ఆలోచనతో సస్తే, ఆ 10 రూపాయల ఆలోచనతో సస్తే, వాట్ నెక్స్ట్ లైఫ్ దిల్ గెట్? దిల్ బికమ్ లైక్ దట్ క్రీపర్స్ ఆన్ ద ప్లాంట్. చెట్టు మీద పుట్టలు కట్టుకుంటే చూడండి, ఇట్లా తిరుగుతుంటాయి పురుగులు. దాంట్లో పురుగు మనోడు ఇట్లా పోతున్నాడు, బయటకు వచ్చి, అన్న నేనే. ఎందుకంటే అంత అక్యుములేటెడ్ టెండెన్సీ అక్కడే వస్తావు. It's not going to, our consciousness is very important. Prabhuji and Mataji's Bhagavatam is preparing us for our consciousness at the nth moment. Death can come today also. Death can come tomorrow also. What is my consciousness? Am I depending on Krishna or am I depending on money? Am I depending on wealth? I should plan financially, but the planning should not be my primary activity. My primary activity should be Krishna consciousness. You have children. right? They will take care of their lives. వాడు కర్మాడు పడతాడు, వీడున్నాడు వాడు కర్మాడు పడతాడు. I can't plan for him. I can give him good education, right? Is that right? Good education, that's it. After that, he has to find, he has to find his avenues to earn or to burn. Whatever happens will happen. Not in our hands. And whatever I have right now, what is the guarantee that I'll give him? That guarantee is also not there. Isn't it? Nothing is guaranteed. We are fools if we are thinking like that. So please be in touch with devotees. Never leave devotee sangha, because devotees are the only people on this planet who will remind you that Krishna is the only savior. Name bhakta pranashyati. My devotee never perishes. Krishna is telling openly, kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Inkenta clear ah cheppadi devudu, clear ah cheppesadu, name bhakta pranashyati. My devotee will never perish. My devotee will always be happy. My devotee will be given what he needs, right? So there are many more examples to quote. There are many hundred thousands of examples to quote, but the formula is very simple. Don't make financial planning the only planning of your life. Krishna conscious planning is very important. How many of you are planning which part of Goloka you want to go? Right? You cannot buy houses in Goloka. No real estate brokers are there. You will be given. So how many of you are asking Krishna, you want to be in the same street of Nanda Maharaj? Have you thought about it? Same street. Or at least 2 streets away, you should get house. Are you eager for that or no? అది ఉన్నదా లేదా మైండ్ లో? లేదా ఎంతసేపు ఆఫీస్ పక్కన ఇల్లు కొందామని ఆలోచిస్తున్నారా? రైట్? ఆర్ యూ థింకింగ్? And by the way, who wants to live beside Radharani's house? Anybody in the call? ఉన్నదా ఎవరికైనా లేదా?
We are holding your dhoti, Prabhuji. Wherever you go, we will follow you.
No, I will be thrown outside Vrindavan, Malecha. Don't be me and me. but planning చేస్తున్నారా చేయట్లేదా గోలోక పోవడానికి? ఊరికనే మాట్లాడుతున్నారా పై పైన? Are you all planning? Are you seriously planning or no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
ఉన్నదా? ఆ ప్లానింగ్ చేయండి.
కాకపోతే ఎక్కడో స్ట్రీట్ అవుట్ ఎక్కడో ఉంటానేమో అనుకుంటున్నాం ప్రభు, ఎందుకంటే అంత క్వాలిఫైడ్ కాదు దగ్గర ఉండడానికి.
అడగాలి ప్రభు, చెప్పలేము. జాక్పాట్. And Krishna's house is so mystical that he gives accommodation near his house and everybody feels that he is the nearest to Krishna. He does that in Bhagavatam, right? Right? When gopis are around him, every gopi is thinking that Krishna is only looking at me. In the same way, Krishna can create such a layout of our house or his house that everybody feels I am closest to Krishna. I'll call Loesh Prabhu and tell Loesh Prabhu, मेरा घर आपसे पास में कृष्णा के. Loesh Prabhu कहते हो पागल है, मेरा और भी पास है. That is Krishna. He will fulfill all our desires. But are we planning for that? ఉన్నదా అది మైండ్ లా? లేదు ఎంతసేపు ఇక్కడే ఈ ఫ్లాట్, ఇది ఫర్నిషింగ్ ఎట్లా చేస్తా, ఆ ప్లాట్, దాని కాంపౌండ్ ఎట్లా కడతా. Yesterday we went to see our land, little land that we bought somewhere. ఎక్కడ ఫెన్సింగ్ కట్టాలి, ఎక్కడ గేట్ పెట్టాలి. నాయనా అదే ఆలోచించడం అంటే అక్కడ అదే భూమిలో బర్రెలా కొడతాం. బర్రెలు తిరుగుతుంటాయి కదా ఊర్లలో ఇక్కడెక్కడ. That's what will be, right? But we should think about planning for Krishna. How many want a temple to come in Gachibowli? Tell me. Huge temple, magnanimous temple, at least 60 stories high. 55 వాసవివాడు 55 బోర్డు పెట్టిండు. మన టెంపుల్ 60 అని ఉండాలి మినిమం. ఉన్నదా లేదా? You die with that ambition, you live with that ambition, you meditate on that ambition. That is financial planning for Krishna. That is Krishna conscious planning. And Krishna will give you more than what you can hold. చేతులు సరిపో భగవంతుడు ఇచ్చినప్పుడు మీకు ఏం చేయాలో అర్థం కాదు. అవునా? ఏ మహేందర్ ప్రభు? అవునా కదా? చేతులు సరిపోవు. నాయన ఇక చాలరా బాబు, నా వల్ల కాదు, పట్టుకోలేను నేను అంత ఇస్తాడు. ఇచ్చాడంటే. సుధామా విప్ర విన్నారు కదా స్టోరీ. చిన్న పోట్లీ తీసుకొని వచ్చాడు. తిరిగి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఏముంది అక్కడ? ఎ ప్యాలెస్ బెటర్ దెన్ ఇంద్రాస్ ప్యాలెస్ కృష్ణ గేవ్. And his wife was completely different. She was ఆల్మోస్ట్ లైక్ గాడెస్ ఆఫ్ ఫార్చ్యూన్. లక్ష్మీదేవి అంత అందంగా తయారైపోయిందండి, మొత్తం వజ్రాలు, యూనో చీర, మొత్తం అందం. He could not recognize his wife. Sudama Vipra could not recognize his wife. But one thing Krishna did is he did not change Sudama Vipra's, the way he looks. Because if he changed Sudama Vipra also, then his wife also can't recognize him. But the problem is so he maintained at least one person who can recognize. Otherwise, Sudama will go home. Where is my wife? Where is my husband? This palace, whom it belongs. So Krishna made sure that his wife recognizes him. Then, you do what you want to do. Right? So Krishna, when he gives unlimitedly. And we are all very fortunate grandchildren of Srila Prabhupada. And all our families will be nicely taken care. Don't worry. Don't worry. మీ పిల్లలకు జాబ్ ఈ సత్సంగ లోపలనే ఎవరో ఒకరు ఇస్తారు. వాళ్ళ గోల్డ్ మెడల్ వచ్చినా రాకపోయినా ఇస్తారయ్యారా? ప్రసాద్ ప్రభు, బ్రాడ్ రీచ్ లో మా అబ్బాయికి జాబ్ ఇస్తారా? ఇంకేం ప్రభు, ఎందుకు ప్రభు? ఆ పాడుబడ్డ చదువు ఎంత వస్తే అంత, ఎన్ని మార్కులు వస్తే అంత. ప్రసాద్ ప్రభు నా కొడుకు జాబ్ ఇస్తాడు. ఖతం, ఐఎమ్ రిలీవ్డ్ టుడే. సింపుల్. మనందరం ఎందుకున్నాం? ఒకరినొకరు హెల్ప్ చేసుకుందాం. మెటీరియల్ హెల్ప్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ ప్రభు. ఫైండింగ్ ఏ జాబ్ ఇన్ బిజినెస్ నథింగ్. డోంట్ క్యారీ యాంగ్జైటీ ఫర్ యువర్ చిల్డ్రన్. అవర్ చిల్డ్రన్ విల్ బి టేకెన్ కేర్. కృష్ణుడు చూసుకుంటాడు. Let us focus on our chanting. Let us focus on our bhakti. Let us focus on our reading Bhagavatam. Let us give our life for Krishna. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful week ahead and happy Ekadashi. If I spoke anything wrong, please forgive me. Take care of your families. We have a lot of work to do. We have to support many other ashramas. Brahmacharya ashrama, Vanaprastha ashrama, Sannyasa ashrama, they're all dependent on us. And so many projects of ISKCON are dependent on us, right? For youth preaching help, you can talk to Praveen Prabhu. So that's something that I have on the board. You can think about it. Okay, so any questions, thoughts, reflections? Is it all okay?
Lot to contemplate.
Lot to contemplate. No, contemplate. Your plate is only this hand, this much.
We need to do financial planning with Goloka planning in mind.
Goloka. I'm telling you, there is a lot of demand for that street where Krishna lives. Now only block your place. Ask him. Meditate on that. It is there. Unnada leda Goloka. Do you all believe Goloka is there or no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Plan re Baba. You don't want to stay very far from Krishna's house. Radharani's house, Sudama's house. Other Krishna's friends are there, right? Notorious friends. Plan. Okay? That is financial planning. Okay, so thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Have a wonderful time.
Hare Krishna.
Pancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Ananta koti Vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.